Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to all FPL managers. Apa khabar? FPL Jedi Show kembali ke udara for episode 18. Okay. Where we just been heard the news ya. Kalau semua yang following the news that FPL has announced extra free hit chip for us. With that, I welcome Azmin to our show. How are you? How's your feeling?
Fine. Berita ni very sudden. Just less than an hour ago, I think.
Yeah,
That we,
it's very timely for our show that I can say.
yeah, so we can actually cover it as well. So for those of you who may not be familiar with the free hit is basically a chance for you to reset your team for just 1 week, so you can bring any player you want. Of course, still subject to the same budgetary requirements, and with the rule that after that week, your team will go back to the way it was before the free hit, which is the team the week before that. So we've always got one for the season. Now we've got an additional one.
Yeah, I can't recall whether there is any season we have these two free hit chip since they introduced it lah. I don't think so.
No.
Yeah,
They didn't. Yeah.
yeah.
No.
So
Uh,
it's a good thing. It's a different thing which will excite FPL manager so on, and definitely a lot of strategy or talking or how we should approach this. But
yeah. Because I
so
understand that quite a few team managers used the free hit last game week because of
yeah,
all the COVID
yeah,
issues. And well, it just means that so they may have gained the advantage there, but now they have one. They still get another free hit, although they can't
yeah.
use. But the condition is you can't use it. You can only use it game week 20 onwards,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So you
correct,
can't use
correct.
it for this game week. But of course, for the ones who didn't use their free hit, that means you still have two. So you will have
Yeah,
two,
people
and
like us, people like us, we have two
yeah,
free hit. We
yep.
can easily use it this week if we want to. All
I've
right.
always been a bit chicken at using these chips so early. But then I know you really need to find the right time, depending, and it all depends on your individual team.
Yes, good. Syapit Jab mentioned extra hit, mantap, memang mantap. Okay, so we just heard the news. We can elaborate later lah on this how
Okay.
we should approach if we have lah two free hit. All right. So without further ado, let's go through our agenda for tonight, man. Okay, we have
Yep.
some things that we can discuss. Although it is only 4 matches played in game week 18. So that is the scenario that we faced the last week lah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What we're gonna cover for tonight is game week 18 team review. Definitely, we run through our team how we did. My team did quite bad. Okay, but not for Azmin. Uh, the match analysis for 4 matches that we played last week. I think the most frustrating thing is the last minute. We can say it a few, maybe one or 2 hours before kickoff that Aston Villa versus Burnley has been called off. Okay, later we talk about that. And then we want to share Premier League statement, which is on Monday. The Premier League have all meetings with all the 20 clubs, and what is the outcome from that discussion. Number 4 is Martinelli. Okay, this is the gem that people have been talking about, and especially his latest brace. Okay, against Leeds. So is he the one that we should catch lah, right? And then game week 19 fixture. Okay, sorry, not team news, but game week 19 fixture. And then captain pick and also our transfer plan. Remember that the COVID-19 situation right now, we need to put extra careful, especially we are not so sure whether all matches has been played, but it should be based on the Premier League statement. Later we run through.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Let's go to your team first. You got 59 points and green arrow.
All right, yep. So I'm pretty happy with this, despite the issues that I was having. So Ramsdale, yeah, he conceded a goal, and well, to be fair, I kind of expected that they would concede anyway. Leeds have the ability. I did mention it previously. So yeah, I'm just happy to have a playing keeper. So it's any points
Okay,
is
fair.
really good at this stage. Chelsea finally kept a clean sheet, although unfortunately it was not to my advantage because I was one of those who didn't have Alonso. So
Okay.
I had James instead, yeah, and Rudiger. Sorry, I had Rudiger instead of Alonso, who instead of doing anything else actually got carded, so that's fine. Cancelo, and yeah, I guess I missed the spot. Being the person who tries to find differential captains, I did not spot Cancelo at all, but a few people in the community did, so well done them.
Yep.
Then Alexander Arnold, again popping
Yep.
up with he managed to get an assist.
Yes, and
Yeah,
3 bonus point if I'm not
and
mistaken.
and the 3 bonus points again. So yeah,
And
so,
then
so
more points than Salah again.
more points than Salah again. That's right. Yeah. But I didn't captain TA this time around. So I actually captained Foden, who due to some disciplinary issues
That's very
decides
funny.
Pep ends up suspending him. These unfortunately these are just things that totally out of our control. It's
Yeah.
just impossible for us to.
Uh, to be
Yeah,
frank, I'm really mad with Foden.
I don't know.
And
Oh, these
but the thing is,
professionals.
you vice captain Saka. Wow,
Yes.
how could you do that? I thought you vice captain Salah. But in the end, Saka did manage better
Yeah.
points than Salah. Wow.
Yeah, so this was just a big case of me being chicken and scared that the Sunday fixtures might just get all
Ah,
postponed. So I
I think
ended
it's a
up
good strategy.
going for Arsenal, even though I was very, I'm not big on captaining Arsenal players, throughout these years, but somehow I found myself, unfortunately, it wasn't Martinelli, who we all know scored 2 goals there, but that's fine. Mount had a rare blank, which was I knew the Chelsea Wolves match was going to be frustrating, so
Yep.
but Mount did get into some good had some good opportunities, but
Yeah, yeah,
unfortunately
yeah.
wasn't able to convert. So Salah blanked, which is the first time he's blanked since game week 2. So yeah, then
Okay.
Wilson,
He's human after all. Yep.
yeah. Well, whereas Wilson, yeah, I was just hoping he gets something at City, but yeah, that didn't happen. Then finally Huang, who was injured the week before, and there was just no way I could get him off. I briefly considered taking a hit, but decided not to because of all the uncertainty regarding the matches. You take a hit and then suddenly the match doesn't happen. It's these kind of things. So you just let it go. So I got 59, and fortunately it was a game week. It was a rank increase of 16k. So I'm pretty happy.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, hopefully pushing towards that 100k mark. Hopefully.
Yes, yes, yes. Good job, man. I think is this the highest ranking you ever been? 111,000? It could be.
For all these seasons. I have the highest I've been is 76, 70 plus thousand. But this is the
Oh,
but that's at the end of the
oh.
season. But yeah, I mean I have to be.
For
I'm
this
quite happy
season. Yeah.
that things are
Specifically for
going
this
so far.
season. This could be
For
your
this
highest
season,
ranking.
yeah. So for this season, this is the highest I've been. I've had to start
Yep.
from way back. So I'm pretty.
Yep. Great. It's almost half season anyway, and this looks promising for a good season, man. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I can
Right.
push on.
Let's go to my disastrous team. I don't know. I only have like 7 players, and I actually like I mentioned last week. I'm thinking like just not to take a hit, but bring in a player that play this week, which is to have 8 players. Okay, but my first thought is actually to bring in Watkins, definitely. But
Mm,
then Aston Villa and Burnley, uh,
got
thank God
postponed.
that I actually hold my transfer until the last minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
we understand that Arsenal, the Villa versus Burnley has been called really late in the game. Some managers, even the season managers, made some early move because of pricing lah. As definitely just to catch up 0.01 before missing out. on opportunity
Mm.
to bring in like Arsenal assets. So then some players, some managers did bring like two Aston Villa, one defender, and one Watkins, something like that. So those happens, and then with that kind of news, it frustrated managers. Even like Simon Match lah, if you follow him, he actually run in his Twitter about this. Thank God I didn't make the move, and since after Watkins Aston Villa is not being played, and then I'm thinking, okay, I need maybe Arsenal asset, but who should I bring? The second one option is Lacazette. That I tried to bring in for Davies, but I short of 0.2 money, so I cannot change that. I can do that by replacing Antonio, but I feel that West Ham like have some good fixture moving forward, so I'm reluctantly to do so. And like I had him from first game from game week 1, so I
Yeah.
have some sentiment on that. So in the end, I think all road leads me to Ramsdale. I said I need. We already know Ramsdale has been performing. Guita are not, which is in my team. I think Arsenal could have easily kept a clean sheet on Leeds, okay? And I think Ramsey is a good choice moving forward anyway. He's actually now the season keeper, to be fair. If let's say whoever has him lower than 5 million, maybe 4.5, 4.7, like myself, I have to buy him at 5.1 now. But
Yeah.
I think that is the right thing to do, although I'm reluctant to do it. And to be fair, Mark Sudden also made that move, although he doesn't like that move. He actually did that move to get in Ramsdale. So I think that's a fair move to do that week, and it's not a short term move anyway for
Yeah.
future.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so Ramsdale 2 points only. Okay, fair, a bit frustrated, but that's how it is. TAA, James and Cancelo. Cancelo, his big points again. I never really think of him to captain him, but I
Yeah.
had Martinelli as a vice captain, which like you mentioned, why he's not played. Then after that, Pep come up with a statement warning Foden and Grealish about their night out, so called. Okay, so he can be a disruptive member in our team. We are not sure whether he played this week. I mean, so that's another thinking.
Yeah.
Jota scored 7 points. I'm happy despite tough match against Spurs. Jota still nick a goal. Not a day for Salah, like you mentioned. He's blank
Yeah.
first time since game week 2, right? Mount 3 points, and then nothing else from others. I got 47 points, down my rank from 159,000 to 192,000.
Yeah.
But to be fair, our gap main is around 30 points, something like that. So
Are we?
still respectable. So now it's time to bounce back.
Yeah.
That one.
So if you remember, if you see from our thumbnail that we are the next game week will be the half. Well, we've effectively been half into the fantasy season. So depends on where you are, and
Yeah,
uh, it will change the way you make risks depending on where you are and how much you planning to raise, how much you do it. But of course, planning is still important. Although let's be fair, so many things are happening. We're throwing our plans everywhere, But
yeah, yeah.
but some things, the ones
That's
we can only
that's
control.
that's the beauty of the game. Like us, we are competitive, man. We
Yep,
really looks closely on this game. Some
yep,
people play casual, and maybe they manage to get higher ranking at this
yep.
point. Fair to
That's
them, but
true. Yep.
this is how we enjoy the season. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So we just have to, understand these things will happen and just push on as best we can.
Yep, yep. So just quickly, we go through the game week 18 best 11. We can see plenty of Man City assets there. The maximum we can have only 3 anyway. Cancelo, Diaz, and Zinchenko. Okay, all scored good points. Even Mahrez and Sterling. Okay, And then, like you mentioned, Alonso the biggest points from Chelsea team, which is 9 points. Robertson still got nine, sir, even though he been red carded. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. Martinelli is the one who got 15 points. So he's the one that need to be monitored or put on our watch list. Kane in the end break his duck, and I think from the beginning of this season he got the goal, but he could easily been sent off lah. Maybe we mentioned that in match analysis. And Sa keep a clean sheet against Chelsea. Is performing. Maybe Sa is actually a who can challenge Ramsdale as keeper of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, Sa did quite well, but I am concerned about Chelsea's strength in attack at the moment. But then we'll look at that in the analysis.
All right. So let's go quickly jump to only 4 matches played last week. It's a boring weekend for me. I've been waiting to watch football. And in the end, I need to watch football at 1:30 a.m. Leeds lawan Arsenal. I have only one asset, Ramsdale. Then when I saw Rafinha scored penalty, then I said, okay, it's not my night. So no home wins, but 2 away wins, 3 clean sheet and 13 goals scored. Leeds, another, can I say, thrashing since 7 years against Man City, another big defeat in front of their own crowd, 1-4. Arsenal keep ticking. Arsenal is now in top 4 main. So is Martinelli attract your attention?
Well, yeah, I mean, he did. Yeah, again, he seems to be looking to score every time he comes on. So definitely one worth which we can look at later. So, but yeah, I mean, Arsenal showed that they were strong enough, but of course, Leeds were really, really underpowered. They were really missing a lot of their players, so it was inevitable that they would lose. Having said that, I'm also not too surprised that they ended up scoring. Yeah, but the manner in which Arsenal conceded was pretty bad because Ben White did a tackle, then thought he got the ball, so he was high-fiving his keeper, and in the end, it turned out to be a penalty. So it's quite funny to watch. But what's for me Leeds is the fact that Rafinha is continuing to take penalties, so his value really bumped up. Previously it was Bamford, and with Bamford being injured, it was Klitsch, and now even with Klitsch on the field, Rafinha still taking the penalties anyway. So it's for those of you who've hung on to Rafinha, I don't throughout this.
I really salute whoever hold Rafinha until now.
And I think you should continue. I'm not. They play Liverpool next, but hell, after that, Aston Villa, Burnley, West Ham, and they can. And I think he might still get something against Liverpool. Who knows? Liverpool, just bear in mind, Liverpool are still missing Van Dijk. We're not sure whether or not he'll be back. It depends. So we haven't got enough news on that yet. But I'd like to point out Gelhardt, Joe Gelhardt, a youngster who got that assist there, and a lot of people picked him up because they didn't have their Watkins, and a lot of teams effectively didn't have a striker for this week before the transfer. So they were hunting around for a striker, and Manchester City, no, because Jesus, we don't even know where he plays, and it was expensive too. Wolves, no. Chelsea, don't play with a striker. Lukaku is Lukaku isn't exactly popular these days. Arsenal. So it was basically a choice between got Spurs, Kane. After this long go, people never expected, and plus he was expensive anyway. Liverpool again, Origi's injured. Firmino was probably not going to be ready, and so he wasn't going to be picked. So that left Lacazette and Gelhardt. People knew Lacazette that he's going to be a very frustrating guy. Every time you think he'll score, he doesn't.
To be fair, if you watch that match, Lacazette should have put a goal.
Exactly. So he ended, at least he still ended an assist. But then so did Gelhardt, and Gelhardt cost so much cheaper. And the thing with Gelhardt, he's playing because Bamford was out. Roberts had issues. Rodrigo was injured as well. Yeah. So they ended up just putting a punt on Gelhardt, and it came off because he won the penalty. So, and I like this kid. I feel that if Bamford's going to be out for a long time sooner, he could be a nice enabler. He's only 4.6.
Yeah, 4.6 now.
So if you're looking to bring in more premium people, then I think Gelhardt might be someone you can consider because I'm not sure how much longer Bamford is going to be out. It might be longer than we think.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I think Arsenal asset is attractive, but we are not so sure, especially now. Smith Rowe has not been starting games. Martinelli is, but he still scored goal from the bench. So whoever
Yeah,
has him,
he
and
comes in, he scores.
he's still been performing. So there's no grudge to keep him, but to be fair, he's a frustrating asset if he's not playing lah.
My week would be so much better because I sold him for Gallagher, and then Gallagher blanked, and then suddenly had the blank. Whereas Smith Rowe, 2 matches that I don't have him, he ends up coming off the bench and scores.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so just for the record, so Arsenal played Sunderland last night, and for in their League Cup and the
Carabao Cup,
quarterfinals,
yeah.
and they won. And Smith Rowe played the whole 90 minutes. So I kind of expect that he'll still be on the bench again, but that doesn't mean he won't score. So if you have him, yeah, sure, keep him. Why not? Fix under fires, leave him in your squad.
Fair, but if he's not starting, he's not a safe pick anymore. Maybe Martinelli is actually, and also Odegaard lah, the one
Yeah,
that
but
we.
if you already have Smith Rowe in your squad, you might as well just keep him. You transfer
Okay.
in Martinelli as well if you want. Arsenal play Norwich, so yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Okay, let's move on.
Move on to Newcastle versus Man City. Like we know, Newcastle is disarray at this point. Man City did manage to score another big win, 4-0, after 7-0 wins against Norwich at home. Leeds at home. But no Foden scoring lah. That's frustrating for us. But at least assets like Mahrez, 1 goal and 1 assist. Cancelo also. Sterling keep on popping goals. So, but Gundogan did not play. Bernardo Silva did start this game, right? And play the
Yes.
full 90 minutes. So, is like we know, whichever asset Man City we pick, we just need to play along.
Yeah, but Bernardo Silva, the thing is, the past couple of weeks he hasn't returned. So a lot of people are saying that that it was inevitable that he would start regressing because that was what the underlying stats said, where he wasn't really taking any shots. So now it's inevitable. But then it's hard to say really. I don't like to draw that kind of conclusion because Pep is capable of shuffling up the team because he has so many quality midfielders, and he was able to punish Foden and Grealish. He didn't even have to bring them on because really comfortably.
Are you have you actually think about maybe Foden come in for one pointer at the
Yeah, I
midfield?
mean, I started match hope of getting hearing the lineup. Oh, he's not starting, and then okay, then as the match start, okay, hopefully he'll come in as a sub, and but then Manchester City started scoring goals and thinking, oh no, he's not going to come in. But then it became, please don't come in to get me a one. And then fortunately he left out, although we only knew the reason why after the match. But fortunately, it worked out for me because I had captained him and my vice was Foden. Unfortunately not Cancelo, but you can't win everything. But Cancelo, 1 goal, 1 assist, and it was great because another factor of people captaining him because the week before he was suspended, so he was a lock-in that he would definitely start, and chances are he could
And
at
also
least
fresh.
clean sheet. So I didn't expect the clean sheet will be accompanied by a goal and an assist. But yeah, fair play to those who captained him. Well done.
Yep. Okay, good. That's that, for Man City asset. I think Cancelo is like a season keeper already.
Yeah.
I think he's actually points wise, he's actually performing better than Diaz from last season. Okay, last season Diaz is the man, but this season is Cancelo. We already identified that, and whoever brought him early, especially when his price a bit lower than maybe starting price him is it 5.5 or 6? I'm not sure about Cancelo, but that is the range that we had.
Yeah.
I think 6, right? 6. I think
He's
6.
the one player had since I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
So
remember.
fair to everyone who has him.
Yeah,
Uh,
just I just wanted to point out that I had Wilson for this match simply because I was not able to get rid of him in the
yeah.
previous weeks. But yeah,
Well,
I was
well, two points is better than 0 points. Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Okay, let's go to Wolves versus Chelsea. To be fair, Chelsea tried to get this match postponed because of COVID hitting Chelsea team. Okay, and it's very uh, apparent when we saw the team lineup, the substitution lineup for Chelsea. They can only like feel like 5 players only. Okay, and then they tried to play. They still have some quality there, but the bench they have nothing like Barkley, two keepers, Sa, Malansa, and
Yeah,
not too much options. Yeah.
yeah,
So, but
the lineup that you guys are able to put up is still a quality lineup by itself.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not like Leeds where you had to feel some youngsters in the
yeah.
starting 11. But
So yeah, to be fair, and Wolves did score a goal, okay, but is then ruled out offside, so it could easily another Chelsea defeat. But in the end, it's not. The nil could be a fair point for both teams.
yeah, but yeah, the point here for me is that Alonso getting the 3 bonus points. So credit to those who have him.
Yeah,
Although I think everyone's trying to look at moving him on now soon.
yeah. Soon, especially when Liverpool and Man City asset fixture coming back to back, and then Chelsea missing out for World Club Cup competition, which is at gaming 24 and 25. They're definitely blank during that game. Okay, Spurs akhirnya finally they played a game after like two weeks not playing after COVID hitting their camp. To be fair, they can still a decent feel a decent team. Son and Kane clear to play, and both on scoring sheet. Kane and Son. But this is the first time for Salah blank since game week 2 ni. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to talk about the red cards really. I mean, at the end of the day, it's happened. But I do
Yep.
want to talk about Kane and Son both returning. So this is the dynamic duo that we are more
Hmm.
familiar with. So whether or not they will push on, it's something. I'm looking forward to see whether they can. But of course, the thing with this match is that it was a tale of two midfields missing key players. So that's why it
Yeah.
was, so it ended up that no one really had control over the midfield, and that's why both teams were able to push forward easily and take shots off. Jota's
Wait,
header was
young kid start right? Yeah,
pardon.
in midfield for Liverpool.
Yeah,
Because
Morton guy. Yeah, but it was
okay.
because you had Morton, Kita, and who was the other guy? Milner. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Milner.
Milner can't. I mean, he doesn't have the legs to be a proper defensive midfielder. So it was, and Kita's more attacking minded. So it was really Morton to do it. But he got a yellow card early in the game, which was which made it a bit harder for Liverpool. And eventually he did get subbed off. But I just like to point out Jota had this amazing header, and he's looking really good in getting into
Assist
those
by
positions to
Robertson.
score. Yeah, thanks to Robertson. Robertson scored, assisted, and got sent off. So what a day for Robertson. But it does
Robertson got 2 bonus points. Oh, good.
yeah, it does mean that Simikas is now available. Okay, tonight he may play. But Robertson's suspended for 3 matches because it's a violent conduct thing.
Okay, okay, okay,
If,
okay.
if you don't, if you don't have
Yeah,
three Liverpool, then Simikas might be a good option.
yeah.
However, of course, the problem with that again is that it'll block if you wanted to go for 3 attacking players. But Simikas himself is capable of the attacking returns as well.
Fair,
So
fair.
I
And
don't
he's
think it's
definitely dirt cheap. 3.8, 3.7.
3.7 now. So, but again, it depends on the makeup of your team. But I think he's viable.
Yep. Fair.
Uh,
If people don't have Jota, especially, you only have Trent or Salah, then is easy
so
move.
so on the Spurs side again is Kane and Son, isn't it? And I think those
Yeah.
of us who still have Ronaldo, maybe but Ronaldo does play Newcastle next. So Spurs, however, have decent run of matches: Crystal Palace, Southampton, Watford.
Yep.
Arsenal.
And don't forget they have like two matches abandoned or postponed, and they could easily have double game week somewhere.
Exactly. So for me, that is quite a swing factor because Spurs have got more games left over. So if you really wanted to plan, it
Yep.
not necessarily involving the wild card, then yeah, you bringing in a Spurs player early might be the way to go.
Let's jump straight to the next topic, which
Yep.
we can mention on the Premier League statement on Monday. Yeah?
Yep.
Based on Monday, a meeting has been held with all 20 clubs where they have decided, okay, or state that they need to fulfill all fixture lists despite rise of COVID-19 cases. So means that, in other words, there is speculation that game week 20 could be postponed. Okay, they're requesting it, but the Premier League has decided to continue with all the fixture that they are having right now, especially on 19, 20, and onwards. The two rounds fixture are in place across 5 days from 26 December. This is really close, especially game week 20 and 21. Okay, which is the deadline very close. Later, maybe Azmin can comment. But there is also statement, games we play wherever it is safe to do so, lah. Right? Clubs has been advised if they have 13 fit players, okay, plus a goalkeeper, they should fulfill, whether they like it or not. Okay, so 13 is like 12 to have 11 players and one keeper, and you can you need to play the games. This is also another big points, which is FA Cup replaced in round 3 and 4 have, however, been scrapped. Okay, and there are ongoing talks on whether to reduce the EFL Cup or the Carabao Cup semi-final ties to only one leg. Okay, which is this midweek they are playing. The Premier League said Monday's meeting saw a range of issues discussed, which is including the adapting the COVID-19 postponement process, like people mentioning on the Aston Villa Burnley call off really late and frustrated, especially fan who's coming to see the matches. I mean, so what's your takeaways from this statement?
Okay, firstly, the games will officially all the games will continue. However, just please remember that this doesn't discount the fact that games could still be called off due to COVID. So just because the Premier League says that they're going to continue to hold matches, doesn't mean all the matches will continue. Because which is, I mean, the reason I'm emphasizing this is that to stop you guys from transferring early, because there's no real guarantee. Yeah, because if suddenly cases start popping up again, then they've gone again. So please remember that. So clubs have been advised if they have 30 fit players, they should fulfill the game. So hopefully that will happen because there's a lot of teams now currently in recovery. One thing that's not mentioned in here is that the quarantine period, the isolation period has been reduced from 10 days to 7. So this is quite an important point because it means that games that if you think that if you were discovered on that date, who knows? But by the time the next match comes around, they may already be able to play. So you need to bear that in mind when considering each player. So for the replays in rounds 3 and 4 having been scrapped, so that clears up game week 22, and which allows the opportunity for them to push in all the as many possible matches as possible into game week 22, which means that game week 22 is most likely going to be a double game week. Now, if the EFL Cup semi-final ties become one leg matches, that also frees up the game week 21. If I'm not wrong. So we are currently planning for game week 19. So that's only 2, 3, or 4 game weeks away for a potential double game week.
Which is happening this month. If game week 20, 21, 22, right?
Yes, correct. So I think 22 is in January already.
Which is still during the first quarter, the first half of the season, so called, before the FA Cup break.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so definitely something to.
So the interesting part from this is for me, since game will continue, so which is good for FPL managers. You do not need to worry of postponement, but you still need to worry of the COVID cases if let's say it happens and being called off lah. So those are the things need to be careful, which is
Yeah.
to remind managers to try to hold your transfer as late as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah. On a related note, with this development, bear in mind that AFCON is also going to continue. So the African
Yeah.
Cup of Nations tournament is also going to continue. They've insist on continuing it.
Yep, they insist
So
on continue. Yep.
so most likely, some players may have left by game week 20 or game week 21. So this is something we need to keep track. At the moment, we haven't had any clear indication on which player has to leave when. So need to keep track of that. And
So
I cannot stress.
I will try to avoid to bring in anyone who involved in AFCON for the next few
Yeah.
weeks.
So the news might happen in between our game weeks. Game week 19 and between game week 19 and 20 is very, very short window. So we really need to keep track. I know it's Christmas and all, but Boxing Day, but if for the serious player, it's something that they'll
Yeah.
probably keep track on.
No rest for us, that I can say.
Yeah.
Right. Next one, we go and just mention on Martinelli. I actually pick out some interesting facts for us to debate. Gabriel Martinelli, midfielder, with the price currently at 5.3 million and still owned only by 4.2% of managers. Okay, we can see here Martinelli's stats. He's playing minutes, okay.
Yeah.
Last 6 game weeks, he starts to play 90 minutes on game week 14, and then he continued to pick by Arteta to play a lot of minutes, and is actually affecting Smith Rowe position. Okay,
Yeah.
you can see he's been consistent delivering like few points like 6, 5, 6 and 7, but the biggest one is game week 18, which opened up a lot of people mind to consider him if he continue to play like this, and Smith Rowe might not, I don't know, get back into the team. So at 5.3, he easily can be benched if let's say you need to as a fifth midfielder. And if you can see the next 6 game weeks, okay, it's still good run for Arsenal, Norwich, Wolves, Man City, not so bad, Spurs, Burnley, and Wolves. And to be fair, if I'm picking Martinelli at 5.3 and the matches that is like Man City and Spurs, if you feel Arsenal cannot do well, then you can easily bench him. What your thoughts, man?
Well, I would think it's the Wolves Manchester City Wolves match rather than Spurs that I would might want to
Okay.
consider betting him because Wolves are proving quite a tough team to score against. Interesting. Okay, Martinelli, I think he started out as 5.1 and then he's slowly increasing in price, and it's still, as you mentioned, still owned by only 4.2%, and I expect that will increase because if he keeps this up, at that price, it's quite amazing. Who is he competing at that price range? Buemo, no one. Yeah, no, there's hardly anyone at that price point.
Oh, no one. Yeah, not even
One,
Gallagher.
one interesting point from the last game is that he only had 2 shots on target. Both were in the box and both led to goals. So it's interesting in terms of stats. But it does show that he's clinical, that if he gets a chance, he'll score. He may not get as many chances, but yeah, for me, that's good enough to want to consider him. Although it's annoying because I brought in Saka and I don't want to bring in another Arsenal midfielder. But if I went, I'd probably sell Saka for him rather than bring in an extra one.
Yep. Okay. Good. So for me, I already have good midfielders that I'm not sure whether I want to part away just yet. The further one is something that I'm monitoring, but to be fair, I'm still thinking of Man City midfielder first instead of Arsenal.
Okay.
But you never know if let's say Martinelli keep really in first 11 Arsenal, soon he might be in my team.
Well,
uh,
well, Arteta seems quite consistent in terms of this team selection. If
yeah.
he's performing well, then he'll stay in. Uh,
Why
but
Smith Rowe is not playing? Is it I don't know. He just recovering from injury.
yeah,
So
the thing is, in Smith Rowe's absence, Odegaard took up that number 10 position, and he's been doing quite well there as well. And he got into the team of the week as well, right? In
yep.
the Yeah, so Odegaard is also doing well. So where is Smith Rowe gonna fit? Martinelli is fitting nicely on the wings, and Odegaard, who also was previously not in the center, now he's moved to the number 10. He was probably a bit far back. So if Odegaard continues this up, he should continue performing, and I expect ESR will still be on the bench. That obviously does not mean that he won't score, but yeah, there you go.
Hmm. Yep. Something to monitor or put on watch list, I mean. Okay. But assets like Smith Rowe and Saka is the one that people are eyeing instead of Martinelli. But well, at 5.3, we can consider him. All right. Before we go to Gaming 19 fixture, this is the latest news for everyone. The free hit chip. Okay, IPL managers to get extra free hit chip. I think the news has just come in like 1 or 2 hours before we live. I mean,
Yeah.
like you mentioned, and where this free hit chip will only get played starting game week 20. Okay, whoever has his free hit chip played last week, so he can only use this game week 20 onwards. But for us, like have two free hit chip, we can easily use this one if we need to. Okay, so what is our first reaction of this man? I think it's a good thing for all managers. We have two free hit chip that can play and make something as different for this season. Yeah.
I think you've moved back to the previous slide. Um,
Sorry,
you,
that one is not it's not in my slide.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Yeah. So this free hit thing is definitely, it's just another additional thing for FPL managers to make use of. I know that there are people who are frustrated thinking that it's because some people had been planning their team to prepare for double game weeks, and then suddenly all that they feel that it's all been nullified by the fact that the official FPL has decided to give an extra free hit to help players overcome the challenges that they face because of all these postponements. But for me, it's just another additional challenge for us, because just because you have that free hit does not necessarily mean you can do well. You still need to put in the research. It's not an automatic like, oh yes, I'm going to get all the points now. That's not the case. Yeah, you still need to plan when and how you use that free hit, and
Yeah.
and we also need to remember that just like what has been happening in the previous weeks, none of the weeks are a confirmed thing that all the matches will continue. So you may free hit in game week 22, thinking I'm gonna take advantage, and then suddenly, especially if game week 22 is a double game week, for
Yeah.
example, and
Yeah.
then suddenly, let's say who hasn't, let's say Leicester or Southampton has a case. So it won't be the first match that gets called off. Probably the second match gets called off as well. So you end up losing that, and so that's the challenge. So
Yeah.
I feel that it's just an additional thing. We should those who were already planning and preparing, we should not be too upset about it, because
Yeah,
it's
my
just
my
something.
my my first thought is if let's say double game week confirm in 21 or 22, I might just use it just to take advantage. At least we already have two free hits,
Yeah,
especially if let's say Spurs have triple game week. If that happens, or two game week, we still have Brighton and Burnley that they are
yeah,
missing. So if let's say those matches played that week,
yeah,
so is enticed like Kane and Son, if they say mm, we do not have them totally, or if they say you decided to keep Salah, I don't know. By the time, yeah.
So there are plenty of areas where you can use it. There's also
But I can tell you, I also not afraid to use this week. If let's say uh, some match has been postponed and I want just to take advantage of a few matches that around lah.
So those who've looked further forward, there's game week 30, which is probably going to be a blank for some weeks because of the FA Cup semi-finals. So
Hmm.
so people might want to consider that. Then also normally game week 36 ends up as a double game week as well. But it just shows there are plenty of ways and plenty of ideas. We won't go into all the permutations. But one thing that's been thrown around is if 21 is also a double game week and 22 is a double game week, for certain teams, of course, not all. One possible way is to wildcard on game week 21 and
Okay,
bench boost on game week 22.
fair.
So by then theoretically you're optimizing and
Yeah,
having a full squad and preparing for that bench boost. Although not everyone agrees with that strategy,
yeah, and
because
then you can use the two free hit sheet along the way when blank game weeks for FA Cup, and so.
correct,
Hmm,
yeah. So you save those free hits for later on.
yep,
Uh, but yeah, again, at this stage of the season, again, that worry of postponements is at the back of my head.
yeah, yeah,
So always be wary and get as much news as possible before you activate your chips. That's all
yeah.
I can say.
There's a strategy that we can consider. Although I never tried that strategy since I played the FPL, like wildcard early and just do it. Usually we do like
Pretty late, right?
almost at the end of the season and take advantage of the bench boost late in the season. But maybe we can do it in game week 21 and 22 if it's confirmed.
I might,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I just need some. I need to be brave enough because I'm always scared of using chips
Yeah,
early.
fair. Okay, we see where our position is. If let's say at that point I'm like 200,000 to 300,000, I just might need to take some gamble lah to do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, mate. Let's go to game week 19 fixture here. Assuming all will be played, because that is what Premier League statement mentioned. All will be played if let's say they are safe to do so. Okay. So
yep,
Liverpool this week the game will be on Sunday. Why? Because Saturday is Christmas, right?
yep,
So there's holiday for me, but immediately on Sunday, game will be launched at 8:30 p.m. Okay, Malaysian time. Liverpool versus Leeds. That is very enticing. And if let's say from previous 2 weeks, Leeds have been trashed 7-0 and 4-1. So this could be another big scoring game by Liverpool. And Salah definitely will be heavily picked, and you cannot bet against him, right? So then Wolves and Watford also play at the same time. Okay, I just realized that. Then
yep,
at 11, we have like 5 matches: Burnley versus Everton, Man City, Leicester, Norwich versus Arsenal, which is another good game if you have Arsenal asset. Spurs versus Crystal Palace, and then West Ham versus Southampton. And then in midnight, 1:30 a.m., Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Aston Villa will definitely want to continue their good run, and Chelsea, to be fair, is not in a good form. This
yep.
could easily be a good night for Steven Gerrard and his team. Then Brighton versus Brentford at 4 a.m. And then on Monday night, right, 4 a.m., Newcastle
Yeah,
versus Manchester.
yeah.
So that
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, which is Monday. So that's the game that we will have on this week.
Yep.
Which one that you're most look forward to?
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with you on the ticks, all the ticks for the matches this time around. Liverpool Leeds looks really bad for Leeds, and this is the one where I probably just leave my captaincy on Salah for
Okay.
once. But again, TAA is enticing as usual. But yeah, if you're not gonna captain Salah, I don't know where else you're gonna captain. You could captain Cristiano Ronaldo there against Newcastle, and save your captaincy for the late. For those of you who don't like captaining the early fixture, but we've seen one match. I can't remember which match it was. Where Liverpool were the early fixture, and I didn't captain Salah, and Salah did end up scoring and
Yep.
doing
Is
well in
it
that game.
Crystal
So
Palace?
yeah, for me, it's so he's broken that. Uh, Spurs versus Crystal Palace is interesting because if you expect Son and K to push on from their
Mm-mm.
goal scoring against Liverpool, then maybe you want to look at that. Manchester City, Leicester, that the problem again is just figuring out who will score, but definitely City should have the upper hand. I think Evans is injured
Yep.
again, and Leicester should,
Yep.
Leicester's
I
defense is
can
just
see another bit scoring, and we are not sure whether Foden will play that game if they say Pep still angry with Foden and Grealish.
Then you have West Ham versus Southampton. Now the thing is, from my understanding, the recent news is that Antonio has caught COVID as well. There may be one other player, and there's rumors that it could be Bowen. So
Ayo,
this, if these two key attackers are out, then it does throw a spell over this, throw a shadow over this match, whether or not it's good enough for West Ham. But we'll find out. And if you tonight is actually the League Cup for all the other matches. Arsenal played last night, so tonight Liverpool, Leicester, West Ham, Chelsea, Aston
yeah.
Villa, Brentford, will
Chelsea versus Brentford, Spurs
yeah.
versus West Ham, Liverpool versus Leicester, I think.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll find out from there, and of course, find out about any injuries after that as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
So the final match, yeah, Manchester United versus Newcastle, that is looking juicy. But unfortunately for me, my team isn't set up to bring in Ronaldo. But look, there's a extra free hit there. But you really guys, only use the free hit like in this stage if you really short on players, or
Yeah.
there you have too many injuries, but then you or your team structure is bad enough that you can't take advantage of the fixtures, because a lot of us have Chelsea defense against Aston Villa, but that looks like a hard matchup. It's not as straightforward as it used to be. Chelsea have
Yeah.
not been good, while
Yeah.
Aston Villa have been doing
It will
well.
not be surprised to me if, let's say, Villa win the game and Watkins or Jacob Ramsey scored again. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and but also want to point out that again, these are Boxing Day fixtures, and I do worry for those who are playing on Sunday. If we have any disciplinary issues like the Foden Grealish controversy, it may be a problem. But hopefully there's not, as
Yeah.
usual. Because these Boxing Days, every year they have the match anyway. So hopefully all
Okay.
the players remain disciplined enough not to go overboard in the Christmas celebrations.
Okay. Right. Good. Let's go to the next topic, which is the
Um,
captain.
Wait, hang on. Can I just share on the fixture ticker? I just wanted to,
Can share, please.
yeah. So, and the reason I wanted to share is mainly because although we didn't think it was outstanding fixture, but if you take a look at, hang on, if you take a look at the fixture ticker list, so these are the
Hmm.
next six matches. Now just bear in mind that this doesn't include the possible double game weeks on 21 and
Okay.
22.
Okay.
But even
Okay.
then, you should still take in the account. So Everton is at the top of the fixture ticker list. So
Okay.
Burnley, Newcastle, Brighton, Norwich, Aston Villa, Newcastle. These look all like good matches, but of course, we don't know Everton have the personnel. But rumor has it that DCL may be ready. He may be back
Ah,
by Boxing Day, so that would be a huge boost
huge.
for
Yes.
Everton. Yeah,
A
but
good replacement for Antonio.
yeah, there you go. Be just nice, yeah. And then followed by West Ham, who also have good fixtures. Is a question of personnel. Manchester United in third shows you that yeah, in the time for picking Manchester United maybe now. In
Hmm.
Newcastle, Burnley, Wolves. Okay, Wolves might be tough at Sevilla, but it's still good enough. Watford continue to be at the top, although we haven't really
Mm.
gotten rewarded because of Watford's postponement because of
Yep.
COVID-19.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
then you have Newcastle, Norwich, Newcastle, Norwich. We don't want them anyway. The other thing I just wanted to point out, for those of you who may not have noticed, is that on game week 20 and game week 24 are exact mirror of each other. So you have Leeds,
Yeah.
for example, Leeds play Aston Villa at home and then they play Aston Villa away. Burnley play Manchester United away and then they play Manchester. So it's almost exact. So this is really good for those who have favorable fixtures. For example, Everton, they'll play Newcastle in the space of 5 game weeks. West Ham will play Watford in the space of 5 game weeks. So these are the matchups that you want players for. Aston Villa will play Leeds away and at home in the space of five
Yeah.
weeks.
Crystal
So
Palace versus Norwich. Okay.
there you go. Yeah, Norwich home and away. So you may want players for this. So there you go. So I just wanted to point that out. And yeah, but again, bear in mind that for game week 21 and 22, there may be extra matches there as well. So there you go.
Fair, fair, fair. Very interesting time, I mean, to
Yeah,
see
it
this.
is.
Especially, I'm waiting for the announcement of double game week soon. Okay. So let's go quickly on captain pick, man. We do not want to spend so much time here. Definitely Salah, it will be the most popular captain pick here. But if you dare to go different, Ronaldo could be the one.
Yep. Yeah. The
Okay.
only thing the only extra factor here is because Liverpool do play midweek this week because of the League Cup
Yes.
quarterfinals. Yeah, so Manchester United don't, which might be a reason for you to swing to Ronaldo. Now, Ronaldo apparently he is back in training, so he's no longer in isolation, so
Okay.
he may be ready for that. Yeah, but other
All
than
right.
that, Salah, 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 Salah.
Okay. Not even trend, I mean. Don't dare. Don't
No,
dare.
no, no, no. I got 90% on Salah, 10% on Trent. So we'll see how we go. We
Right.
have an extra day because matches are only on Sunday, not Saturday for us.
Fair, fair, fair. So we have. So let's go to our game week 19 plan, which, like you mentioned, is a halfway point of the season. Main. What
Yeah,
a fast, quickly the time has passed for us. It's already half of the season.
yeah. So for here, previously we don't take it easy. Don't worry too much about rank. But right now we can see the separation begin. You can see those who aren't putting some serious thought. They and getting badly. They starting to move further away from the chasing pack because the points are beginning to spread. So previously you would have rank point difference of 1 point, but there's thousands and thousands of people on the same point. But not anymore. It's it's starting to spread out. So it's really time to be careful and start knuckling down and preparing for it. Yeah. So hopefully by January you'll be in a good position. Um, for me, it's really tough. So the way I've set it up is because I'm kind of expecting to sell a Chelsea player at this point
Okay.
because I feel that the matchup is tough that I can afford to drop either Rudiger or Mount. And the reason for that is to bring in someone like Jota. I may finally bring in Jota this week. Um, but selling Rudiger it becomes a question of do I bring in an expensive defender, and I'm not sure I want to. So I'm actually looking at maybe someone like Duffy
Okay.
or even Simikas if I choose to bring in a defender to free up
Yeah, yeah,
funds
yeah,
so that I can spend more upfront.
yeah. Not bad.
I haven't really confirmed yet what am I going to be doing, but the key options that I have looking at are Jota and Sun. Okay, Sun
Yeah,
is if I really want to get in early, if I think that they're gonna push on and
yeah.
become the
I, I,
Spurs of
I I like Sun. Yeah,
yeah. And one thing to bear in mind with Sun is that I feel that after this week, his price is going to start really increasing again. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not increasing now because people aren't doing any early transfers, but I expect if Sun performs against Crystal Palace, we're gonna see a lot of transfers in.
yeah, yeah. One goal and one assist.
So that's it. So is I'm looking at Sun and
You have
Jota.
no only have one friend free transfer lah,
I
right?
only have one transfer, but I'm looking at doing two transfers and taking
Oh,
a hit. Yeah,
wow.
but
Wow,
again,
so aggressive. I like you, mean. I like
yeah,
you.
we'll have to. I'm not gonna do a. I'll probably do it on Saturday night or Sunday morning. So yeah,
Okay.
Sunday. Not even Sunday morning. Maybe Sunday evening towards the deadline because I think
Fair,
we
fair,
need to.
fair, fair.
Yeah.
We are gonna live on Sunday this week, lah, right, mean? Not Saturday.
Hopefully, let's see how we go.
Okay. All right. So okay, let's go to my team.
Yeah.
I'm inclined not to do any transfer. I feel my team is still okay for this week. Ramsdale in goal, TAA, James and Cancelo is ever ready defender. This is the defender of the season to me. One Liverpool asset, one Chelsea and one Man City. Cancelo and TAA will not go anywhere bearing injury. Okay. Foden, Jota, Mount, Salah, and Gallagher in midfield. I think I'm happy to keep them. I'm thinking whether to bring in Bowen, but since you mentioned about the situation at West Ham camp, we'll see how it goes. And then Antonio and King is my lineup up front. Okay, if if let's say the bad boy Foden will not play, I will definitely give him a chance. Okay, this week. If he's not played, then Dalo as a replacement is not so bad. So I don't mind. I have a good bench this week, which is Dalo and Livramento. I mean Livramento not so much against West Ham, but I'm okay with this week. I'm trying not to make any move. That's my first thought.
Okay. Yeah, but I do feel that Antonio is definitely has COVID. So, but again,
Okay.
you have a bench, so it's
Yeah.
fine. It's just a question of how long will he be out for because game week 19, which is he plays Southampton, but the next he plays Watford. So these are two good matchups
Okay.
theoretically. But if he's
If Antonio confirm COVID, means that he definitely miss 19 and 20. Or it could be up to 21.
yeah, 90 and 20 because the matches are so close to each other. It's
Yes.
7 days. I think 21 does move out of that timing, but actually no,
Yes.
it's within, isn't it? It looks like it's within.
It looks like within, or he might need some time to get back his fitness. So he might not feature in 21. And if let's say Bowen is clear from COVID, he definitely start up front. So he definitely a very good value. So if that happens, Antonio out, then I will try to bring in Bowen somewhere, but at the expense of Mount or Gallagher. Or should I consider Foden to get him out? Maybe.
This whole Foden
Uncertainty is
saga is
still,
so
the
annoying.
uncertainty is there. That's why.
I'm so annoyed because had Foden for a while and he has not returned to the point to the amount that I've been expecting him. And having this other issue is just like what? Why do you do this to me? Can you please be
Yeah.
disciplined and focus on your football? Because he's a great footballer. He will bring in the points if he plays. He just stays fit and not get into any further trouble. Um, I'll
Yeah.
just have to wing it. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel between the City assets, it's rotation aside, Foden is probably the best pick for
Yeah.
in terms of the midfield. But these are the challenges that we have. Extra
Yeah. Yeah.
challenge.
So another thing is I cannot bring myself to this, but if I can bring myself to bring in Ramsdale in the end, I could actually in the end just suck it up and just bring in Bernardo Silva for the Bernardo Silva.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough, but no worries. Let's find out. But
Yeah.
the thing with Manchester City is that they don't play in the League Cup because they were knocked out
Yes,
already.
yes.
So yeah, it's
There's a possibility maybe Foden will miss it again, but with the matches so close, I think Foden will play one of those games.
yeah. So
Okay,
now,
mate.
yeah.
That's my team. We'll finalize our thoughts during Sunday. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
All right, let's wrap up. Just to remind all FPL managers, our deadline for Game Week 19 will be at Sunday at 7 p.m. So we have plenty of time. Enjoy your Christmas mood with your family and so on.
Yep.
But Sunday is back to business.
Yep.
So please give us support, and if you like our content, do like give a thumbs up to our video, and also subscribe to our FPL Jedi Show channel.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Last word from you.
Yeah, so just wanted to do a shout out to those who were affected by the recent floods. You know, our hearts and
Yeah.
condolences go out. Hopefully, everyone will be able to recover. Those who are affected, and for those of you who are able to help, do help. There's plenty of channels that you can, collect with this collecting food or contributing funds to help people out. Yeah, so please do it. To those who for everyone else, as what Hafiz said, hope you guys have a good
Yeah. Enjoy your
celebrations
holiday.
for Christmas, and you'll see you on Boxing Day.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining tonight, and hope to see you again this weekend. Take
All right,
care. Bye bye.
bye.